So I'd like to invite to the stage for some closing remarks our new UNF president, Dr. David Szymanski.
So let's give Dan and Karthik a big round of applause for all their leadership. So I'm actually not sure where to go with this because there's just so many cool things that happened here today that some of them we recognize and some of them we may not recognize. You know, there's the old way of teaching, which is we put people in a classroom and we talk and we lecture them and we want them to be pretty competent statisticians, econometricians, psychometricians. We teach them about cluster analysis and regression and ANCOVA and ANOVA, you know, time series things and also data visualization and text analysis, and we just kind of go on and then we send them on their way. And that's sort of how most people teach and how most students learn and how most institutions run things. And then you come here and then you see what's going on. And this is really the future of education. It's really kind of two things went on. You see students working together from different disciplines, and that doesn't often happen. We're really at the forefront in terms of doing that. You should listen to all the students. And it's easier if you sit here because I can remember then your majors and what you were majoring in. But we got math, anthropology, computer science, public policy, what else? Psychology, thank you very much. So we have psychology, right? So we do experimental design, quasi-experimental design. We haven't done that here. Some of it, we've done the quasi-experimental design in terms of our data analysis. But this is really cool. You got students from different disciplines talking to one another. And as you went around here, there's lots of things they were talking about. You go, I don't know what R is and Python and Tableau and all these kinds of things, right? And you don't have to because you can hire them, right? And what they do is they come to you with a toolbox full of approaches, because there's not one approach to answer a problem. As we went through all these four of these, you find out that this toolbox is pretty important. There's someone who has to figure out how to build a database, right? Because unless you have a good quality database, you can't really answer the questions. There's people who have to engage in data analysis. There's the data presentation, interpretation, visualization, so that people can actually use this stuff, right? And so that's all pretty cool because we're really doing that stuff. And so Dan had the right answer with the question of, are we going to do more? And so the right answer was, yes, we're going to do more. Because then there's also the first tier here, right? And then there's the second tier of people sitting behind them, which are people who have given them the opportunity to have real-world projects. And so one question I didn't ask, which we could ask is, and it's something that I do know, is that if we talk to these students, those of us who will still be living at this point in time, 40 or 50 years from now, and say, what do you remember? Do you remember this project? The answer will be yes. You will never forget what you did as a student when you're working on a real-world project. And the third cool part of that is we get to solve problems and help others. So while there's a bridge to many bridges, and sort of some of the intersections, and hopefully my GPS system has a tendency to say, take a right when I'm over some of these bridges, kind of deal. So I don't know if they know me really well or not, and it's sort of a suggestive thing. But, you know, how can you bring all these people together? Because we're building these bridges. We're solving problems. We're taking these things, the abstract concepts, we're learning them in the classroom. We're applying them to real-world situations. But we have an opportunity to make a difference. And so the cool thing about UNF moving forward is that you just saw the seamless classroom, which is I don't know where the classroom started and where the classroom ended. I don't know where businesses and nonprofits started and where they ended. I don't know where our students begin and where they end, and where the people who are getting paid and who are the leaders begin and end, because you can't tell. And so the cool part of, there's so many cool parts of things that happened today, so I'll stop talking in just a minute, because it's too much caffeine at the end of the day, and I'm just overly enthusiastic about being here at UNF. But it's about making a difference. And at the end of the day, we were going to create students who are difference makers. We're going to be uniquely UNF, and we're going to be difference makers. And while I know there's this Chicago thing, we'll just footnote it because I'm a marketing professor. We'll figure out how to uniquely brand it for us in terms of who we are and what we're about. But see the excitement, the enthusiasm, the opportunity, and the only complaint, sort of major complaint being there's not enough time. But that's also a real-world phenomenon because you need to have timely answers, and you have to do as best you can with a short amount of time and get to it and then get to the next point in the process. But this is really neat. And so I appreciate everybody getting together here today. I appreciate the support. I appreciate Rena's support in terms of what she did and Taylor's support in terms of all that he's done. And I appreciate the leadership that we have because this is what makes us uniquely UNF and also makes us uniquely Jacksonville. We have this opportunity to partner and come together and make a difference. And so we will do more of this. And I'm so excited. I'm enthused. I'm energized by the fact that we are doing things that no one else is really doing across the country. And by the way, we're also doing it better. So that's also a pretty cool thing. So with that, I want to thank you, and thanks for the opportunity of being here. Thanks, Doug.
So I do want to point out that this is first week of classes, and as a faculty, we can do wonderful thing, innovative thing. When the academic leaders are not behind us, it makes it really difficult. So I'm very glad and very happy to see President here, Provost in here, our college deans in here, and that means a whole lot for us. So, and thank you for making time and coming down for us and waiting all the way in to listen to what our interns have to say and how they answer the question. So, and now I would like everyone to applaud for UNF, not only supporting the faculties and the leaders are staying behind them. So I would like everyone to give a good big applause. So the last one, now we saw 4 people in here, 8 people in here. So hopefully some of you can be on the behind seats and some of you can be in the front seat for the next year. So for that, if you're a nonprofit organization or public sector, first thing, it starts with the discovery of the problem you want to get solved. And the next one is then you want a commitment behind everyone in the organization to solve that problem. Without that, everything, all the effort will go waste. So you need that commitment. So look for the problem, find that commitment within the organization, then find, do you have the data for it, right? So that's where you can now, you can call up us and start talking with us, and we can help you to know whether or not you really have the data for that. Then once you know that there is data for it, then you are now fine-tuning your problem, you're starting working on your application, and which most likely will be up in January 2019, and you will be able to enter into the 2019 summer program. So, and hopefully, all of you will start thinking about that as we end this program. Okay?
Yeah, I should say that that process was something that we experienced with Family Support Services. They reached out to us, and we helped them kind of think through what data they would have, and the same thing with Girls Incorporated. Also met with them, thought through what the problem was, and so be thinking, let this kind of be in your mind. Do you want to be the next data science for social good team member, right? And
Good, finish.
I'm going to the next slide, yeah.
Okay, so sorry, I was recognizing all the different leaders. Our school director also, they're both psychology school director, computing school director, others there. I don't want them to feel left behind because they are the immediate bosses of us.
Thank you. All right, so Karthik promised me I would have the last word. We're still not there yet, so I'm not sure if he's going to let me. But we just want to thank you all for coming out, and please enjoy some refreshments as you go. Bye-bye.